So like every time I stop, cheer. Welcome to Missoula. David Holly, our main purpose this evening is to let you know that we are honored to have you here. And so, would you, we're going to get things started with an outstanding member of our community. Jack Kolberg has been an outstanding representative for us in many venues, and he would like to represent the city of Missoula, county of Missoula, in welcoming you. Ed?
Sure, I do. It's my pleasure to welcome David and Holly to Missoula. Once again, the Rose Bowl Committee has given Missoula's youth an opportunity to show off their talent in the nation's most prestigious bowl parade. My daughter got to play in the Fiesta Bowl. She tells me nothing makes great memories quite like taking a long walk in the hot sun while playing the flute. I think a tube will probably do the job. Missoula schools have long had an excellent music program. And it's excellent because the teachers and the parents, and of course the musicians, participated and make it that way. I'm very pleased that the Rose Bowl Committee agrees with our evaluation. And on behalf of the City of Missoula, I thank you for the recognition you've given us. These young musicians will be a credit to Missoula, to themselves, and to your parade. Thank you very much.
When you visit the Hellgate Band Room, I understand that is on our agenda tomorrow, you'll see up on the wall something that most band programs would be, and I know, are ecstatic to have one of, and that would be the famous gold framed with the rose on top picture. There are 4 of them in the Hellgate Band Room, and we are just so honored to be able to add this 5th one. This first presentation that we're going to play for you today, musically, is in honor of all those musicians who have marched in the Rose Parade from Hellgate High School. Interestingly enough, in 1978, Hellgate made its first journey there. A gentleman by the name of Richard Erickson was director of bands there. And helping him out was a student teacher named John Combs, who across the idea that maybe this would be kind of a cool thing to do with his band someday. And so the district funded some band uniforms, new band uniforms for the kids. It was 1978. Those of you that have the 2-sided band overlay, you know what I'm talking about? You got one on the front, one on the back. Would you stand up? These uniforms in 1978 marched the Rose Parade. The rest of them we had copied back in 1995. I dare you to see if you could tell which ones were almost 30 years old. It just is a tribute to how well these kids have taken care of their equipment, their uniforms, and we're really proud of them. So we're going to start our first number. Go ahead, Laura. This one is from the 1987 parade. We did 2 pieces of music at that time. We did a piece called Durango, and we did another one that we thought had a real Western flavor to it, and so we thought would represent Montana well. It is entitled Showdown. At this time, we'd like to introduce the team that's going to take your musicians on this very exciting journey. I decided to quit guessing what I've typed out here. Okay. First of all, we're really fortunate to have some students from Missoula, some alum from Hellgate High School that are music education majors at the University of Montana. And so we're going to take them along as coaches. They're going to be working ahead of time to make sure that students have got their parts learned, that they've got the tone quality, the carriage, everything is just going to be absolutely sparkling. So I'm going to have them stand up, and then I'd like to give them a nice round of applause. The trumpet coach is going to be Randy Schechner. Randy? Not able to be here tonight, but an outstanding young man, and one I'm very much proud of is Chad Reap. We're even going to stretch across town a little bit. I think you recognize the name Gillette. Gary Gillette's son, Kyle, is an outstanding tuba player, is also a music education major at the University of Montana, and Kyle is with us, and he is going to be coaching the sousaphone section. This young man is a fine trombone player in his own right, but I'm going to put him on a little bit different task, because if there was anybody that I needed to have, if I needed anything organized, put together, he's been the man for even after he graduated. Just an outstanding young man, and I'm so proud of him, and just glad to have him on board for my own sanity, if nothing else. I know that he's going to save me a couple of sleepless nights. Dale Ollinger. All right, I'm going to give you the list of chaperones. I'm going to have them stand up, and I'm going to ask you to hold your applause until we get all through with this. These people are crazy. They may not realize it now, but they will when they get done. It is a huge responsibility, as you can imagine, to take a couple of hundred other people's kids on an 8-day road trip with all that we've got going on, giving them the time of their life, and have it all run smoothly. I selected the chaperones. I had all kinds of input from all kinds of different directions, and interviews and all that stuff. So I know I've got an awesome team, because I could have taken this whole group and set them aside and had another awesome team. I could have set that group, set them all aside, and had another awesome team. It was the hardest job of this, was trying to select chaperones from a group of people that were nothing but outstanding. So here they are. Please hold your applause till we get done. Jim and Tammy Adams. Gary Brooks. Wendy Crawford. Tim and Sue Fury. Meredith Gunstream. Ron and Michelle Knowles. Scott McKenzie. Tim and Patty Olson. John and Michelle Schmeltz. And Kathy Stanky. There's your crew. Tell you, when you have something like this going too, I always have to think, when I went down to, the tournament invites all the band directors down to look at the 2004 parade, which was pretty exciting for me, because I realized I'd never seen a parade. I'd always been in them. And so the first parade I get to see, I think as an adult anyway, maybe I saw one as a little kid, the Bucking Horse Sale in Miles City. It was such a short parade, they'd go down Main Street, then they'd turn around and come back. So you could see both sides. They really did. It was pretty fun. So I got to see the Rose Parade as my first parade. And I realized, with something like that, you've got to make sure that if something were to happen, you've got to make sure that things are carrying on. And so just happened to have a couple of band parents just happen to have a couple of band parents that might have a clue. I'd like to introduce them to you, if you'd please hold your applause. Acting as chaperone and as assistant band director, Scott McKenzie. Scott, would you please stand? Right, hold it. Crazy with applause here. Very good friend of mine and awesome colleague, Mr. Cliff Goodman. And then, this last guy's had something to do with success at Hellgate High School. And so it was only appropriate to have him once again join us. And that, of course, is Mr. John Schubert. Would you please stand?
Yeah!
Yeah, we put together the whole package. Okay, well, we want you to know that this year's theme for the Rose Parade was selected by President Davis. Was it in January that you selected that? And we found out it is Celebrate Family, which I think is a great thing. You know, how important is family to each one of us, and what does it represent to each one of these young people here? That's what it's all about. You know, I look at these folks and I know that I've got a great clientele to work with because of who their families are. So, actually, the Hellgate Band wanted to do its part to support the theme with appropriate music. I've asked Montana native and composer extraordinaire Den Buckfitch to arrange this piece for the band's performance on New Year's Day. This evening's performance is just a taste of what will no doubt be an interesting and enthusiastic rendition of the song. So this is not the version that you will hear during the Rose Parade. But I wanted to give you at least an idea of what it was. So, Laura, it's all about Celebrate the Family. And hopefully you recognize the theme from Meet the Flintstones. The only thing that scares me about this is we just started this stuff and already I wake up to, fall asleep to, and walk around to Meet the Flintstones, Stone Age family. I think it's going to be pretty sad shape by the time I get to January 2. It could be pretty spooky. Now I would like to introduce to the podium our principal. Jane Bennett is an outstanding new addition to Hellgate High School. We are just so proud and privileged to have her. She is a product of the University of Michigan. That's just what you're supposed to do. So, Would you please welcome her to the podium?
I wasn't even going to bring that Michigan thing up. Mr. Holmes did that for me, so I guess thanks a lot. I know this long after they remember the score, or even who played in the 2005 Rose Bowl game. Long after that's forgotten, they will remember who was the best marching band in the Rose Parade. That would be the Hellgate High. Your Hellgate red blazer on. Very good choice in attire tonight. Congratulations. And also, I know that John has really worked hard to orchestrate your entire visit, but the thing he worried the most about was your fishing trip. So did you catch any fish? Yeah, great day. Yes, from Montana. As we're meeting you, I think it's good that you would meet all of us too. And things like this don't just happen. They take a lot of work behind the scenes. And one of the key ingredients, I think, is the parents of any band program. And these folks right here are those parents who, it's not just the chaperones, it's all of them who work so hard year-round to make this band program what it is. So I'd like you to meet our band parents. Knowles, who you've met, the president of our Band Boosters Club. And of course, these great parents send us, in fact, trust us with their children, our great musicians. Our Hellgate musicians are without equal anywhere that I have seen, and I have seen some very good high school musicians and bands. Laura Franson is outstanding, as I'm sure you noticed, as she directed the band in those two pieces. I mean, she's just really in a class by herself. And in addition to student leadership, this would not happen without the leadership of our director of bands and our music department chair, and that is, even though he is a USC graduate, Mr. Jack Kolberg. Harder working, more committed band director than John. In fact, I was watching him, watching the band play those pieces, and he's up here nodding and making mental notes and fixing things in his head. He's just an incredible role model for all of our young people and for all of us, really. Now, Dave, if you'd come up, we do have some augmentation to your Hellgate wear. You look pretty darn good, but no adult male in Montana, his wardrobe is complete without a baseball cap or a cowboy hat. So we're going with the Hellgate baseball cap tonight. There you go. Missoula and joining the Hellgate family in the year that we celebrate the family of the Rose Parade.
It's my great joy to present the Tournament of Roses flag to your principal and to your band director to carry in the 2005 Rose Parade to be held on January the 1st. And we look forward to seeing you carry this flag in the parade. So thank you very much. Thank you again for all of your warmth and your hospitality and your generosity. Holly and I are both overwhelmed and very, very appreciative. I'd like to have Holly stand up, my wife of almost 37 years. She is truly an integral part of what I get to do this year, and one of the great joys is to travel the country and not only to see wonderful bands like this, and I can tell you that this band was selected, even though they had been here before. It's sort of a clean slate every year when we select bands for the Rose Parade, and we're inviting about 17 bands to the parade in addition to our normal bands. We probably had between 35 and 40 applications for those spots. And we try to be geographically diverse as we possibly can. And of course, we want to have the best of the very best. And Holly and I spent 4 hours on a Saturday morning with the music committee as they made presentations of each of the bands from around the country, and also, I might add, from around the world. We will this year, for the first time, have a band in the parade from Costa Rica, and we hope to have one from mainland China. But when it came to the Hellgate band, there was very little discussion. It was a unanimous vote, and we do think that Hellgate band is the best of the very best, and we look very much forward to having you to join us. I thought, John, that when you introduced the principal from Michigan, I thought maybe she was going to talk about the score of this year's Rose Bowl game, but I guess she didn't want to talk about that. Selecting the theme is one of the prerogatives that the president and his family have. And we went through all kinds of conversation with our kids and our son-in-law, Holly and myself, and not only is the theme personal to us in terms of our own family, but we really had in mind the bands and the young people that perform in the parade year after year. I think that it is the way that the Tournament of Roses touches and involves more people than anything else that we do. Every one of these wonderful young people have parents, have siblings, and grandparents, and we'll have between 5,000 and 6,000 young people on the parade this year. And as has been said earlier this evening, without the support of everybody here, without the kind of program that John has put on, and most of all, without the support of the parents, it could not happen. And I think that it's a tribute to all of you. I congratulate and think it's just marvelous the kind of support that you all provide for the young people and the support the young people provide for each other. I think it's all makes it very possible. It's also very, very encouraging to see the support for the arts in the school system here, and the feeder system, and the way that this whole program works. So we are just delighted to be here. congratulations. We can't wait to have you in Pasadena. We'll try to have weather as nice as it was today here, but again, we promise nothing. But we look forward to having everybody join us, and thank you all so much for having us join you here, and for all the work that went into putting on this evening. Thank you all very, very much.
We also have one other gentleman who's very instrumental in this whole thing, and that is Jeff McQueen. I'll say that again. Jeff McQueen, I know his name, from New Discovery Tours. What this means is that instead of having to find absolutely every hotel room and make absolutely every arrangement, and I've done that in the past, I decided I don't want to do that this time. Plus, Jeff was able to put together a package as good as I could with a bunch of work because of his connection. So, Jeff, do you have a few words that you would like to say for us, please? I know you've got a meeting tomorrow night, and is that correct? Why don't you come up and give some information on that? So would you welcome Jeff McQueen?
Nothing prepared. But I do, except the trip, well, we're working on that. I think we have a Motel 6 that says they might be willing to have 4 or 5 of you. But no, we're going to have a fantastic trip. And our job really is to take the pressure off of John and his staff so that they can focus on the musicianship and the showmanship, the drills, all the fun things that I'm sure you guys are doing 3 hours a day already, right? So, I really do have nothing prepared, but I do want to say congratulations to first off to the band parents. I don't want anyone to clap because you guys have been clapping so long. My hands are red. But you all should just pat yourselves on the back. You've done just a tremendous job with at least what I've seen. And guys, you guys are awesome. So I'm not going to say much to you, but I will see you again in about, how many months is it away? You should know. About 7 months. All right, and you're going to be awesome. It's going to be a fantastic, once in a lifetime experience. Hopefully, none of you have done before. So, and then to Dave and his lovely wife Polly, I just want to say welcome. It's such a pleasure to meet you. You get to spend the day fishing, and we won't tell who caught the fish and who didn't, but it was a great day. And I want to thank everyone that set that up, John and Michelle and Ron. Miss John, of course. It was just a fantastic, and such a tremendous introduction to Montana. It's my first time here, so thank you very much. We are going to have a meeting tomorrow to discuss any questions that the parents may have. We will try to answer them. If we don't know the answer, we'll tell you we don't know the answer, and we'll try to get you an answer. And also, if you all want to talk to us about putting together something for you to go and see your students perform, we can talk about that as well. I have no idea when it is or where it is. I guess it's at 7 in the band room. So we're good to go. So any questions you have, and I also want to introduce Ralph Moore. If Ralph, you can stand up, from New Discovery Tours. We couldn't do what we do without Ralph. He's going to be very instrumental, especially with the band out in Southern California. So we're going to be around tonight, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to come up and shake our hands. I can't promise you'll remember your names, but we'll try. And again, just congratulations.
Well, we are going to alternate 2 pieces in the parade at this point. We're going to do the Flintstones thing, which we have yet to see, and we're going to do this number. We selected this piece because I love the music. I like to do something that's relatively difficult. I know that we're going to be playing for 3.5 hours, but we get them trained so that they can do that. This piece is rated grade 5, which is the hardest piece of music you can get in marching band literature. It's an outstanding work because it was written by Leonard Bernstein. The arrangement is just an incredible version of Mambo from West Side Story. So I got to tell you, we're working on it. You might hear a wrong note. But I wanted something that was going to give these kids something to work and shoot for, and by the time you hear it in the Rose Parade, it'll knock your socks off. So, let's do it. And then it's ice cream. Thank you very much. You deserve some refreshment. Please meet and mingle. Here we go. Ice cream time.